Tell us in the comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with everyone you know.
Well, I agree completely, 110% with what you said, with everything you said, everything Stephen said. You know, when you go to other countries and you see their sports development, you can get blown away. I mean, come on. Vietnam came from a war-torn country in the 1970s. They were not even developed because of their war, okay? And you go to Vietnam now, they've surpassed the Philippines in sports, economics, business. I mean, name it, we're lagging behind. So, if government cares about the youth and cares about the future generation, they should do something, work together with all the sports association and bring sports to the lower grassroots. I don't care how long it takes and what it takes. If you want a strong nation, like you said, Boyet, building character, self-defense, okay? I mean, self-defense, self-discipline, and learning how to win and learning how to lose in life. What other areas in life that can teach you that except sports? Okay? Now, you don't have to be a world champion like Stephen and me. You don't have to be an Olympian like Stephen and me. But just the fact that you are engaging in sports and you don't have to take up the challenge against a person right beside you. The challenge ultimately at the end is against yourself. If I can go one step closer, one more day, one more run, the challenge is yourself. I can do a better time of what I did last month or 2 days ago. You know, then you know how far you can take yourself. And if people are like that in this country, then maybe the country will be better. Also, it will away kids from playing video games, computer games.
Yes!
The room, there's stuff, video chat,
Candy Crush, TikTok,
whatever. I don't understand that generation, what they do. Okay? And then, you know, they become weaklings. They become lady boys. I don't know. Nothing against lady boys, but you know, the real men, the cowboys, the men that men admire, they're lacking now. Okay, so the youth need something like that, and sports heroes and sports icons bring that to them. We're getting old. We can keep being the role model. Somebody has to take our place one day. And if we don't develop the sports program in this country, sorry to say, our country, the youth is going to be known as Filipinos as weak people. So let's get our act together, and whoever's in charge, whoever leader's in charge, who cares about the youth, then should do something. If I was given the opportunity, I would do it.
Stephen, as with any other sport, especially sports wherein there are quote-unquote judges, how easy or how difficult it is to really get them on your side or for them to get your favor?
Well, when I was fighting Boyet, Master Hong would always tell me, there's two ways to win. You knock him out or you outclass him. If it's a 50-50 fight, they're going to give it to the home country. Or they're going to give it to the favored player depending on the referees judging. If let's say Asian referees, you're fighting a European, maybe the Asians are going to favor the Asians. If it's European referees, you're fighting a European fighter, they're going to favor the European fighter. So you got to outclass them or knock them out. If it's a 50-50 shot, you know, let's not expect a victory. So you really have to go an extra mile and effort. And going back to what you said earlier about sports, it doesn't have to be Taekwondo, Boyet. The youth, if they excel in any sport, would be great. Any kind of discipline. It doesn't have to be Taekwondo. It doesn't have to be a combat sport. Because not everybody is inclined to a combat sport. When Stephen and I were fighting, and asked Ben, nakita mo yun? Knockout. Tanggal yung ilong. Tanggal yung buto. Bali yung buto. Tanggal yung ngipin. Kung mangyari sa atin bukas yan, paano? Ba't di tayo nag-swimming? Hindi tayo nag-chess? Hindi tayo nag-bilyard? Bakit? Hindi wala akong 8 pelikula. Hindi ko naman alam. Hindi ko naman alam. Ako noon. Ako lang, nakakatakot na, you people getting beaten up, being carried in stretcher. So you cannot play the sport na walang combative. You know, it's not everybody is designed, not every man or woman is designed for a combative sport. Okay, there are other sports. But I'm not putting down people who go to other sports. But any sport is good. Any sport.
Alam mo ba, Monte Rosario, nag-extra ako sa isa sa mga pelikula mo? Nag-extra ako sa isa sa mga pelikula mo na hindi ko matandaan kung ano title ngayon.
Sa dami kong nagawa, Boyet, I've done over 70. Nag-extra ako sa mga pelikula ni Monte Rosario sa dahil napakalaking pangangailangan. Ano yun? Hindi mga kaibigan, hindi po fight scene yun. Dahil kung fight scene yun, patay na ako ngayon. Mawawala ni natitira kagandahan ng mukha ko. But it was a scene, the party scene na ang nangyari, dumating ka sa party, tapos yung bidang babae, yun ang kalab team mo, tapos kaaway mo yata yung kapatid or yung tatay. Pagkatapos nun, nagkaroon ng fight scene. So, nung nag-fight scene na... Baka kay Maricel Soriano, kay Christopher De Leon.
Oo, tama. Yun. Exactly. Tapos nung nagsimula yung fight scene, off-camera na ako, off-frame na ako. Wala na, off-frame. Wala na.
Dinampot ka lang lupa, yun ang title.
Dinampot ka sa lupa.
Dinampot ka lang sa lupa.
Pati yung sweldo ko, dinampot ko lang sa lupa.
Si Christopher De Leon, I don't know if you guys know, he's a brown belt in Taekwondo. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a brown belt.
Yes, he is!
And he's able to execute some kicks. He just didn't finish it to black belt. So I knew that he could do some Taekwondo kicks and some moves. So I didn't make him do of course, the high explosive fancy kicks, no. But he was able to do at least the brown belt.
To start the second segment, we got some pictures from someone from Dennis Brewer and some of our family from Taekwondo. So Rika, can you take it away?
Yeah, so Sir Stephen and Sir Monsour, we're gonna show you pictures and then we want you to tell us something about this picture. I'm sure nostalgic to.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
meron
excited
pa.
to see you guys in your
Oh my God.
So
Oh my God.
let's look at the first picture.
Oh, di ba?
Yan.
Oh, 1987.
This was the first CPJ.
Ninoy Aquino Stadium. We won the gold medal, our team. I was the team captain. Stephen, Dennis were my teammates. I think this was either that or the national team selection for who would be the best in their weight category for the national team that year. The national team selection. My God, look at how thick our hair is. Oh wow, manipis na yung buhok ko. Si Per, wala ng buhok.
Pati si Tomon, mas makapal pa buhok mo. Ako talaga.
Kaya ako wala, manipis na rin to.
Si Dennis, makapal pa rin.
We have picture number 2.
Oh wow, I forgot. I don't remember this.
This was
This is Bacolod?
No, this was in Makati Gym pa.
Makati Gym.
Makati Gym ba
Look
ito?
at Mike. Ang payat
Or
si
something
Mike.
like that.
Si Joanna is 100 pounds lighter.
Sir Mon, you're so
Okay.
tall. You're like almost the
Yeah.
same height as the fan.
I'm really tall. I'm really tall
Yes.
for my division. That was my advantage in fighting internationally. Even locally, in the Philippines, in my division, I hardly fought any person as tall as me. If ever, because they were heavier than me. But in the same weight that I weighed, they hardly were as tall and as fast as me. That was my advantage, my height. Some of them don't show themselves. Some of them are abroad. Like Ramil is in Colorado. Dante's in Chicago. They put up their own schools. They're teaching Americans Taekwondo. All our secrets that we taught them, they're teaching the Americans. So, what can we do? They have greener pasture there. They earn better money there than here, teaching here. You don't really make much teaching here. You make much teaching abroad, really. In America, you make a lot.
That's true.
For any sport, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
This is in
Kukiwon.
Kukiwon. Wow, si Kwanto, this is Lim Chambay, Noel
This was before
Veneracion, Stephen,
the
Eugene
World Championships
Rodriguez,
95.
yeah, Bobby Vargas, William Boy Lim, and me. May bigote pa ako. Nakatouch sanders pa ako, nakatakin pa. Grabe, ang
Yun
payat
nga yung
ko.
sasabihin ko, fashionable. This is such a fashionable.
This is 1985. This is even older. This is in Korea. Cookie Wall doesn't look. Cookie Wall doesn't look like this anymore. It's changed. I mean, it's still there. This big stone still there. Yan. Si Pen may bigote rin, no?
Oh, actually, dito sa team na to, malipan kayo sa inyo ng OG. Si Boy, si Bobby, si Noel, ako. Ito yung rookie year namin sa national team. First time for us to fight for the Philippines in 85.
So, I just wanted to ask, Pen and Sermon, during those times, the glory years of De La Salle, kumbaga, I was there, I witnessed it. Would you say that La Salle was the most dominant team of your era, yung time na yun?
Well, ako, I believe so. Dahil there were days, during the weigh-ins, even before 87, when I joined the team, and actually, even before I joined the team to beat was La Salle then. And when I became teammates with them, pag pumupunta kami sa weigh-in, kami yung tinitingnan ng mga tao, parang kaya na yung La Salle team, kaya na yung mga La Salle boys at that time. But of course, through the years, many other teams got better, athletes became more skilled. But during our time, our period, we won a lot of championships during our time. Because at that time then, hindi yung training was not like today, no? Na lahat ng universities may mga, well-equipped coaches. And before, talagang if you really wanted to be good, you had to train with TBB. And most of the TBB guys then were from La Salle. That was the advantage we had over the others then. But
Good
later on,
fighters, who were the toughest ones, or what schools or what clubs were the toughest one that you met, especially when you talk about nationals, intercollegiate? Sino yung mga teams na naalala niyo?
para sa akin,
Okay,
Sige, go ahead, Pen. Go ahead.
okay,
well,
sir.
para sa akin, at sa mga nakalaro namin, Makati Gym was always tough. That was with sila Bobby, sila Dean, sila John, and of course, Las Piñas was always there. You had Mike Mendoza, Arnold Baradi, and then you go up north, and Baguio PMA was always very tough because Jeff was the coach at that time and he made his players really to play well. Even if mababa sila, na alam namin pag PMA kalaban namin at that time, masakit talaga ang labanan nun. Then,
Ang gulo.
Magulo.
Mga kalaban ng PMA, ang gulo. Kasi yung talagang they have this, yung backing na maingay. I remember that.
Dahil mga sundalo to. Ang Makati Gym naman, kapwa mo, national team mo makakatapat mo. Pagdating naman sa Las Piñas, idol ko si Mike and Arnold. So mahirap din talaga
Pero, I'm sure that the two of you had your, disappointing moments, whether it be local or internationally. Stephen, I told Ben, it was the first thing, the first time I saw you was that competition. You said it was a loss to Robert Velasco ba yun?
Yeah.
Before. Yeah.
Actually, that was a very, a life-teaching moment for me when I lost to RTBB Brad, Robert Velay. Because then, we were both very competitive. And in 9 seconds, napasukan ako ng point. And I really lost then. But that taught me a lot about, how to approach things. And even prior to that, I lost a couple of matches also before because I never liked to lose it. I took it personal when I lost. But later on, all these losses, if you understand really why you lost, it's also the path back to victory. And that all balanced later on in the Olympics. And I'm thankful for all that experience. It was a painful experience, but it made me a better person. And
I have a question, Sir Stephen. So you said that you were devastated at the time. Now, how did you get out of that slump? Because athletes experience that, losing. But then how do you get out of that and then just get back to competition?
Actually, I shared this before. There was a time before, when you started, you're enjoying. But as you progress, as you start learning, pressure comes in. And later on, the fun part is no longer there. And you are more parang playing for the people watching you. And it adds burden to you. And that's why siguro I lost because, parang I was putting too much burden to these people watching. But later on, when I realized na, this is not how you started. And the lessons you've learned from your losses should be something that will make you better. And true enough, later on, after 91, going into 92, and of course with a personal tragedy in my family, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. Sabi ko lang, let's all go back to this. Whatever happens, you'll have fun. You win, you lose, basta no regrets. You end up being satisfied and knowing that you did your best. That was enough already later on. So, Taekwondo taught me a lot about life, a lot about myself, and how to deal, with a lot of people who became my friends later on, and brothers and sisters in Taekwondo.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Only here on Z81 Radio, Manila.